Hi everyone, my name is Charlie and today I have the RuPaul's Drag Race book tag. I was tagged by Dane of Dane Reads and this tag was created by Cats and Camera. Many of you will know this already since I have talked about it often. I have been a binge watcher of RuPaul's Drag Race since I first discovered the show existed about 5 years ago. And discovering that this tag existed filled me with joy because I actually felt like here was a tag I know something about. Firstly, we have Laganja Extravaganza, and that is your most expensive book purchase. And for me, it was these Buffy the Vampire Slayer Season 8 omnibus editions. They were £20 each, and I remember purchasing them around my birthday to try and justify getting them. And then it turns out they're really not that good. But they're so expensive, they're still on my shelves. 2. Pit Crew, aesthetically pleasing books. For this, I'm going with the Sebastian de Castell Spellslinger series because I feel like all of those books have brilliant covers and it just pleases me to have them on my shelves. It also helps that they're incredibly good books. 3. We have Comeback Queen. An author that you either lost interest in or took ages to bring out a new book that came back with a bang. For this, I'm going to say J.K. Rowling with The Casual Vacancy. That was quite a few years after Harry Potter, and personally, I really enjoyed that book the first time round. It took me a while to read, but it was still back in the days when I was mostly reading young adult fiction, and I hadn't really made that transition to adult books yet, although I really should have done because I think I was 20 when that book came out. 4. Don't Fuck It Up, a sequel you're dying to read. And for me, that's actually The Dragon Republic by R.F. Kuang. I only found out about it as I was reading The Poppy War, but The Poppy War is already a book that, although I only finished it a fortnight ago, I still really want to go back and reread immediately. And my first thoughts over that book are that whilst I know there are faults in that, I can appreciate those faults, but I still really enjoyed that first book. Picking the laptop up again. 5. Snatch Game. Who did it better? Compare two books with similar plots, tropes, or covers, and let us know who did it better. For this, I'm going to pick two of my favourite books. The first being Truth Witch by Susan Dennard, and the second being Ship of Magic by Robin Hobb. Truth Witch is a female-led fantasy focusing on this friendship between Safi and Isolde as they travel the world battling against the Blood Witch, Aedwan. In this book, there is a scene involving sea serpents, and I think they're called sea foxes in this. And I thought this was a highly original book and really enjoyed it. In fact, it's even blurbed by Robin Hobb. However, soon after reading this, I realised they also shared common plot points with Ship of Magic. Ship of Magic follows the character of Althea Vestrit of the Vestrit family, who always believed she would inherit the live ship Vivacia upon her father's death. However, this doesn't happen. He leaves it to his son-in-law, who is this horribly abusive man, and Althea has no choice but to pose as a ship's boy to gain work on a live ship because being a woman on board, I think, is seen as being cursed. This book also deals with the introduction of sea serpents into the world and the lore surrounding dragons in the realm of the Elderlings. And honestly, whilst I love Truth Witch for what it is, Ship of Magic definitely does it better. In fact, the entirety of the Live Ship Traders trilogy should be read by everyone who enjoys the fantasy genre. It is by far my favourite fantasy series. 6. Reading is fundamental. Read some of your favourite books. By this, Cats and Camera means to throw shade, and I've never actually used that term in my day-to-day life, so that's fun. Can Charlie actually be mean to some of his favourite books? Harry Potter. We were not living for the boy who lived, and Voldemort definitely wasn't the only person with two faces in this book. The Live Ship Traders trilogy, You might call yourself live ships, but you were dead in the water. The Lollipop Shoes. A book so sweet, it almost gave me diabetes. With prose so purple, it gave Barney the dinosaur a run for his money. And then we have 7, RuPaul's Best Friend Race. Tag some people. I'll tag Charlie of Charlie Brooke, Abby of Abby Mac Reads, Weston of Weston's Book World, my friend Lily of Lycios Reads, and then anybody else who wants to do this, because frankly, it's difficult for me to remember 5 people this late on Sunday afternoon. If I didn't tag you, but you wanted to do this tag, then please feel free to do so. If you've watched Drag Race and you're a fan of the show, then why not let me know who your favourite queen is? I hope you enjoyed this video, and until next time, that is all.